And we are live with the Beardarchy Project,
Boy.
episode 6.
Oh shit.
And we're live on Twitch for the Beardarchy Project episode 6 as well.
Alright, so this podcast is covered by BitCop No Government License, used and reused by anyone except government or the bludgies thereof. Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969. The court held that the government cannot punish inflammatory speech unless that speech is directed to inciting or producing imminent lawless action and is likely to incite or produce such actions, which means everything said here on the Beardarchy Project is hypothetical.
Yes, sir! Hypothetical, dude. Hypothetical.
Yeah. What they said.
Alright, let's get into it, dude. Our first topic of the Beardarchy episode 6. Oversight Committee Chairman and Trump lackey threatens to have Rep. Maxwell Frost forcibly removed from committee. So Frost was threatened by the chair for calling Donald Trump a grifter in chief. James Comer can hide behind the sergeant in arms. The sergeant
Sergeant?
sergeant in arms. What the fuck was I saying? The sergeant in arms and have me removed and arrested. And arrest me if he wants to, but that's not going to stop me from calling out Donald Trump and his bullshit. That was a quote from Maxwell Frost. So during today, so in Washington, this is Washington D.C. Today, during our oversight committee hearing, Republican Chairman James Comer threatens to use armed force to remove Chairman Maxwell Frost from the committee for calling Donald Trump a grifter in chief. Frost, who was appointed to serve on the oversight committee, was calling out Donald Trump and Elon Musk's attack on working people and the dismantling of important federal programs Americans rely on. And a settlement rep, Frost says James Comer, Majority, or is that how you say it? Majority?
Yeah.
Majority Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, and all the Republican members of the MAGA cult spent all the last year throwing insults and false claims against then President Joe Biden and his family. But the minute Democrats try to hold Donald Trump accountable for trying to rip Social Security, Medicare, and SNAP from working people, they rush to get in line to see who can defend Daddy Trump the best. Donald Trump is a grifter. He lied to the American people to get back inside the White House. And Elon Trump is a puppeteer. I didn't even read that before. Elon Trump they are openly using their public offices to enrich themselves and their already rich friends. James Comer can hide behind the sergeant in arms and have me removed and arrested and arrest me for what he wants, or arrest me if he wants to, but that's not going to stop me from calling out Donald Trump on his bullshit. That's his whole big thing. We have an actual video for it too, so I might as well play that real quick too before we get into it. Hopefully it
on the other side of the aisle about looking at the complete grifter that is the president of the United States and the richest man on the earth, which is looking into things like Social Security and different things like that.
Would you like to revise your remark with respect to improperly identifying the President of the United States?
President Musk and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, who is engaged in grifting of the American people, often use their public offices to enrich themselves. Someone on the other side was just asking, how would you feel if you called someone else from the
Hold off, Mr. Frost. Hold off. There's a pending motion for disparaging the president.
I can say that Trump is grifting. What I will withdraw is calling him grifter in chief. That is what I will
The chair should change the point of order, and the words in question are ordered stricken from the transcript of this proceeding.
That guy looks like he's way too old to be sitting in that fucking.
Going to silence me for bringing
The
up
gentleman's words have been
Mr.
taken
Frost,
down. He is not
Mr.
permitted to
Frost.
speak for the rest of the hearing.
making millions of dollars.
Mr. Frost, Mr. Ranking Member, I'm going to have the Sergeant at Arms remove him if he doesn't refrain.
Okay.
Damn. So free speech isn't allowed. Copy.
Yep, that is basically
Well-
exactly what's going on right there. No fucking free speech, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
I want to call Donald Trump a fat, lazy cunt. I can. That's the beautiful thing about being born here. That absolute total piece of shit president. Absolute waste of human life.
And
I can say that.
And the fact that Mr. Connor there is so comfortable threatening you with like force and
Sergeant
violence.
Arms.
Yeah, threatening with the sergeant of arms, which equals force and violence, is absolutely fucking ridiculous. What you got playing?
I don't know. This guy,
Fucking
whatever that guy was doing.
the fact that these people are so comfortable using force should be a fucking worry for everybody.
Well,
Absolutely
it's 'cause
everyone.
He was disparaging their messiah, Doug. Okay.
Yeah, well, it ain't my
The
fucking
fat
messiah.
orange man they worship.
And
They can't let that happen.
I don't care who the fuck you are. If you are going to do something unconstitutional, there are fucking reasonable acts to withstand with that. To take care of that. Just saying.
But anyways, what I was gonna say about this though is literally I watched this whole thing. I sat down and watched the whole 40 minutes of fucking bullshit this was in the first place. For one, waste of time. These people waste so much time and so much tax dollars just sitting there. They're just sitting there. They did a vote. They had a vote that went out. That's why he got removed, was because there was a vote that went out, and the people that wanted him to be removed from the conversation, he didn't have to leave, but he had to shut up basically after their vote. So they did a vote, and the majority voted that he should not have his time to speak over some words, bro. Over some words.
Over some slight
That is-
name calling.
It took 30 fucking minutes. 30 minutes of them just sitting there to take a vote on whether one person can say something. Because he used grifter in chief and President Elon. Like, it's words, bro. He can use we're American people. He could use words if he wants. The fact that you wasted 30 minutes to take a vote because somebody called Trump a grifter in chief is fucking crazy to me. Now, he got removed because of the vote. The vote that they had, that's why he got removed. It wasn't necessarily because of what he was saying. It was because, well, I guess it would be
Republican-dominated room.
Yeah, it was they said, "Oh, you can't speak like that." Even though, like, even when Joe Biden was in there, the Republicans would say some wild shit as well when he was in there as well. So it's like, it's just a pissy match, if you ask me. They just piss back and forth. It's just dumb as shit. If we're never going to get anything across when it comes to these kind of people. It's literally like watching children, for real. It's like watching children talk.
Well, here's
And
another
have an
fact,
argument.
right? Here's another fact. If you are okay with this man getting fucking dragged out, or not dragged out, I guess fucking told to silence himself. Yeah, he did walk out, but not being able to speak in a meeting that they're having because of
In
words.
a room of overpaid people.
A room of overpaid people. Then you do not give a fuck about the Constitution, and that's a fucking issue, hands down. If you're not, like, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. We have a Constitution for a reason, and the government is there to uphold it and make sure we're not infringing on it. So if you're letting one party infringe on it, you're no better than the rest of them. You're no better than the left. You're no better than the right. You're fucking a piece of shit and don't deserve to fucking be in America, to be honest.
Yeah, especially in a place of decision making, especially in a position like that where you're making decisions for the American people, but yet you silence an American citizen. You know,
That's
he's
involved.
still an American citizen.
That's involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, he's still an American citizen. He still has he has a constitutional right to say what he wants. He wants to call fucking Trump a grifter in chief. Fucking let him. Who cares? Let him get his fucking words out. The fact that the words made you that upset is fucking annoying to me. You know, Oh, let's take a vote and sit around for fucking 20 minutes while we take a vote to see if this guy's actually allowed to speak because he said grifter in chief. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? There's a topic that he wanted to talk about, you know? There's a topic he wanted to talk about. Let him get through his topic and then go, hey, after the fact, if you didn't like it, you could just be like, after the fact of him getting through his little like rant that he had, you could be like, okay, we're gonna refrain our whole room from saying these words after he gets through his shit.
Fuck that.
But the
You're
fact
not
that
going
you
to take what I
halted
can and
him-
can't say. You're not going to do that.
the point what I'm trying to make is there's a compromise that could have happened. They could have let him get through his fucking speech and then said, from now on, because we're in a committee, they're in a like a formal setting. So like they could just be like, all right, we're gonna refrain from using these terminologies. I'm not saying that they can't say it, but
And I
we're gonna
guarantee the
refrain
next
from-
Republican that talked would pop off at the mouth saying some wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna refrain from this. That's what they could have done instead of wasting 20 fucking minutes to take a vote on whether or not somebody should be silenced. You know?
Oh, I
That's
also want to bring
annoying.
something up real quick, just because it's fucking horseshit too. So the Calmer dude, the one that voted to kick him out and was bitching that he called Trump a grifter, has been in office since 2012. Why has that man been in office for that long?
Yeah,
This is why these motherfuckers need term limits.
Fuck yeah.
They do. They really do.
This
They should be
guy
president-
should
they
not
should- they should
be
be
a
like presidential term
career
limits, too.
politician. Politicians are, it's not meant to be a fucking job. You're supposed to be a public servant. You shouldn't be making money off this shit.
Big facts.
And if you are, it should be enough to, actually, I go along with the senators should make the average income of their state.
That would make a lot of sense. The average income, that would make a lot of sense for that to happen. Because then we'd actually get people in there to actually give a shit about the American people because they're
Well, yeah,
obviously
because
gonna be
they'd be
struggling
like,
with
well,
it.
our average income's $40,000 a fucking. Oh, well, the best part about it is half these motherfuckers get paid by the government, and they also own 3 companies, and
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like if they got the wage that their state average, that would be I like that idea actually. Like honestly, because then you have people in there that actually give a shit because they're living in the conditions that the American people of their state are living in. You know, so they'd actually have good commentary to actually bring to a situation rather than, oh, I'm not struggling, so it's not that bad. It couldn't be that bad, right? You know, that's what these fuckers are thinking like. It's what it seems like to me. It's not that bad. I make $200,000 a year. It's not that bad. My husband makes another $100,000 a year. Our family income's $300,000 a year, and it's probably all from tax money. You know, that's bullshit. 40,000 of it can come from tax money. Everything else, you got to work off on your own companies and shit. Fuck all that. You know,
It's fucking bullshit.
I can agree with that.
I'm just really tired of people getting their rights infringed on and then nobody wants to bat an eye. Really fucking sets me off. And that's both sides, left, right. I don't give a fuck what side you are. And if you think it's okay to infringe on somebody's rights just because you don't like what they're saying or you think you know better, fuck you. You're worthless.
Yeah. You have a right to have your own opinion of it, but you don't have a right to shut that person up, you know?
well, I
You
just
don't-
couldn't
you don't have-
imagine caring that much about what someone calls a person that isn't you.
That too. Fucking
Yeah.
It'd be
ridiculous.
different if that Maxwell dude walked up in there and went, "Hey, Comer, you fat sack of shit." Then I could get him being a little mad about it. But no, he was like, "Hey, your orange messiah's a bitch."
Yeah. I thought it was a lady that stood up though and said like, "Oh, you're not gonna say that."
Yeah, that was that
Just
was a
turned-
Karen. She got a little too angry. McDonald's fucked
Yeah.
up her order before she got there.
But yeah, like there should be no reason that these people are being silenced, even if they're in public buildings. You know, most of these buildings are public buildings. Maybe not the office space, like the office rooms that they're speaking in, but the building themselves are public areas. Like they were built by tax money, which means they belong to the American people. Which means if you're an American people, not on private property, you can say and speak the way you want to fucking speak. You know?
Yeah, I'm a free citizen. I'm allowed to say whatever the shit I want.
Because there's laws in place, or like the laws, rules, whatever the fuck you want to say. Like if you are on public or on private property, the person that owns the place has the right to do whatever the fuck they want on their property. But
Within
these are public
limits.
spaces.
Within limits. You can still say or do whatever they want, but if they ask you to leave because you say and do whatever you want, you can't really just be like, nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they like this building that they're in is a public base. You know, maybe not the office room themselves, but the building is. So it's like, I don't know.
And that's another thing. Stop threatening to call the fucking cops. Like, don't get your sergeant in arms. If you have a problem with what he fucking said, you fucking deal with that shit. That's what I want. Come catch a fucking fade. like Mr. Connor should have been like, Mr. Frost, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. That's what he should have did. I don't like what you said. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, and then get up, stand the fuck up. We'll see what happens. But no, we didn't. You're gonna threaten somebody that has a gun.
How are you doing today?
Or you're going to threaten somebody that has some kind of fucking advantage in this. No, fuck you. If you have a problem with what I fucking say, come fucking talk to me about it. We can run that shit any day of the week.
Gonzo said you all should have seen the conversation the other day between Zelensky, Trump, Vance, Trump, and Vance.
Oh, we're
Saturday.
getting there. Don't you fucking worry. We got
Yeah.
that coming up. Don't you worry.
We'll
We got you,
be
baby
talking
boy.
about
We
that.
got you.
But yeah. I mean, don't infringe on people's rights. That's all I got for this one. You guys got anything else you guys want to speak on this one?
Trump's a fat bitch.
Okay. All right,
And I
next
can
topic.
definitely kick his ass.
So this is woman forcibly removed from Idaho Republican town hall has charge dismissed. So let's see if we can get this video to play for me.
Oh, shit.
Sometimes when I'm on these like websites, the videos don't like to play. So
Right. Your computer's also, like, old as fuck, so.
it's really not though. This thing's fucking only like 3 years old.
One day.
He called me a fat bitch. No, he didn't call you a fat bitch. Listen, you bug like Rand Vance's toothpick.
In North Idaho over the weekend. She was originally cited for battery for allegedly biting a security officer, but as of this afternoon, those charges were dropped by the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. Abby, well, you've been following this, and Abby, we heard from people who were at the meeting yesterday. What other details have you learned today?
Hunter, yes. So I spoke with the organizers of that legislative town hall today. It was hosted by the Kootenai County Republican Central Committee. They say Teresa Boren-Paul, the woman dragged out of the meeting, was removed because she interrupted the meeting at least 7 times. Boren-Paul is a known figure in North Idaho. She has run for office several times as a Democrat.
She was warned at least 3 times, please behave. If you can't behave, you're going to be asked to leave. Ms. Boren-Paul interrupted or shouted out at least 7 times that we counted on video.
When Boren-Paul didn't respond to requests to leave the meeting, 3 security officers were called in to physically move her.
Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
The security team refused to identify themselves, but grabbed Boren-Paul's arms and legs and dragged her out of the high school auditorium where the town hall was being held. You can hear some people in the video cheering while others yelled at the guards to let the woman go. Kootenai County Republican Central Committee's chairman Brent Regan now says Boren-Paul needed to be removed because she wasn't following KCRCC's rules.
I opted at the beginning of the meeting to advise the assembly that we were going to be observing the rules of decorum, that there wouldn't be any shouting out or disrupting or general mayhem, and that anybody who did that would be asked to leave.
Regan says it was a private event.
It was a private organization,
but open to the public under certain conditions.
We invite the public. You can come on down, but if you don't...
Okay. So yeah, she got dragged out for, again, it's another. It was a private company that was holding it, but the thing is these people put their hands on her, and she was not They weren't labeled as security. There was no name tags. There was nothing that was like signifying that these people were actually security. So how do you go about that? You know?
Fucking run that shit, dude. Don't
I
fucking
would-
come
I
over
would-
and start
I
grabbing on
would-
me.
I would signify them with a left hook.
I'm just super tired of this shit, man. Like, I hate to say it because, like, I'm pretty sure. Did you find that other article on this bullshit too? Because I'm super tired of fucking people infringing on other people just because they have different fucking opinions. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're a MAGA rat. Guess what? You can still talk. I just won't fucking listen. It's my fucking right. I can walk the fuck off or fucking tell you you're wrong. Like, that's what I don't get.
Anytime MAGA people start going, I just like stare at them and like drool a little because I can feel the IQ draining out of my body.
Exactly. It's fucking ridiculous. It's same with like extreme fucking Democrats, dude. It's the same. Like, why are people infringing on other people's fucking rights? That's what I fucking hate. And like, granted, if you are part of the right and then the left is infringing on your fucking rights, by all means, tear them the fuck apart. Let them know that they're fucking dumb and they're fucking stupid and they're what they're doing is tyrannical. But god damn it, the right needs to do the same for the right side of the fucking party here. Like, if fucking Trump's doing something that's fucking tyrannical, you fucking call him on it, just like you called it on the left. You
can't do that, Doug. You'll get removed.
Well, yeah, and that's clear as fucking day, right here in fucking Idaho. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. Happens in Idaho, happens in fucking Florida. All these places are supposed to stand with fucking freedom, just like everywhere else in the United States. And what do you get? You're getting fucking tyrants. You're getting fucking tyrants. And what do you do with tyrants? Obviously, nothing is what the world's showing us. It's fucking sad. It's just fucking sad, ridiculous shit that's going on. It's disgusting.
You give him the presidency.
There you go. You give him the fucking presidency. You take that fucking tyrant-ass motherfucker, you put him in office. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm so over this shit.
No.
Fucking tyrannical
What
bullshit.
is going on?
By the way, they what you didn't show in that, so like those three dudes, they dragged her all the way the fuck out of that fucking building, right? To the point where like she actually got took to the hospital after they got her out. Like her fucking shirt got pulled up and like ripped, and she had bruising all over her, fucking lacerations, a whole fucking nine, dude. And that's fucking ridiculous. One, that's definitely excessive use of force since they're fucking security guards. But whatever. I mean, who am I to fucking? I guess it's fucking disgusting. I really wish the people were better people. And the fact that everybody else in that room sat there and watched
What just happened?
Watched it all go down, and not one person jumped in to fucking help. Are you kidding me? You are seeing some shit go down like that, some unconstitutional shit. Not even just that, like it could just be, it could have been just three dudes. They didn't know that they were fucking security guards, or I mean, one had a hat that said sheriff, but I can buy a hat that says sheriff, and I can assure you I'm not a fucking sheriff. But like,
no,
these people were not marked up.
Sheriff,
They were not marked. They were not fucking labeled as security, and they're gonna come up and yank this woman out of her fucking seat. And not a fucking soul stepped up. Where are the fucking constitutional loving people? That's what I want to know. Where the fuck are they at? Because they ain't doing fucking shit to help no one. It's everybody for them fucking selves around here, and it's fucking disgusting. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it. You know, and maybe that's why people can't fucking handle anarchism, right? Maybe that's the thing. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. Anarchy, right? Anarchy. There's gonna be people. You got to come with each other, right? It's all about localism, tribalism, if you want to talk about it like that. And if you're not willing to help out your fucking neighbor, guess what? You're not gonna fucking make it. And maybe that is why anarchy will not work in today's society. Because everybody's for them fucking selves. They're all selfish fucking bastards, man. There you go. There's my radical fucking opinion for the fucking week.
I would not disagree with that, dude.
Fucking radical opinion for the fucking week.
Doug's labeled me as for my own self as well, just so you know.
I'll fucking call you on it. I'll call you on it. If I think you're being a selfish fuck, I will call you on that shit fast as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
He doesn't understand my point of views. That's all it is.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We'll get into it, dude. We'll get into it. Don't worry. But first, let's talk about another thing here. This is the healthcare in the United States. I just wanted to show this because this is wild, dude, and this is what a lot of people go through.
So I think there's a mistake on the bill, but maybe you could help me out. We got a bill, and then we realized that you guys didn't have our insurance, so we sent you the insurance, and it looks like the bill went up.
It went up?
Yeah, the first bill we got without the insurance was $600, and then the second one was almost $1,300.
Okay. Yeah, so that the first invoice you received, that's
I don't
a
think people can
discount
hear
if
that,
you received
at
if
least on my
you're
end. I
uninsured.
have it all the way up.
So you're not eligible.
I can't fucking get this thing to be any louder, dude.
We might have
That's
to.
maxed
Nope,
out.
I can hear it.
Oh, can you? Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Eligible for the discount since you are insured. And so the bill was $2,342.14. We billed your insurance. Your insurance only paid $1,078.85.
Can I go back to the discount without the insurance?
No, sir, you're insured, so you're not eligible for the discount.
If I go cancel my insurance, am I eligible for the discount?
No, sir, because we checked eligibility and you do have active coverage for data service.
Oh, I needed to cancel it before I got the service to get the discount.
You're only eligible for the discount if you're uninsured.
Okay, so I'll get cheaper health care if I'm uninsured.
If you're uninsured, you're eligible for the discount, correct?
Is this common? Like I pay for insurance and I end up paying more out of pocket because I pay for a premium? That's wild.
This is just a new law that passed or started 2024 AB 716, and the law is if you receive a discount if you're uninsured.
Okay.
So when we first send a invoice to the patient, we bill them as if they're uninsured. If you're insured, unfortunately, you're not eligible for the discount.
Okay, so just if I have the incentive straight here, if I want to pay less for medical care, I should cancel my insurance if my daughter needs life-saving medical care?
I'm not sure. I don't know, sir.
It's this.
You should cancel your insurance. I'm just letting you know that discount's only for patients who are uninsured.
Okay, that is special. That is a special law.
So yeah. So basically, he would actually pay less to not have health insurance with the new law that they have over. I don't know if it's everywhere, but this is in California. So he would only had to have paid $600 if he didn't have insurance. But since he did have insurance, he now has to pay $1,300. So he pays a premium out of his paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, however many times he gets paid a month. He gets something taken out of his paycheck for health insurance every week and has to pay more if he didn't have it. Or he could pay less if he didn't have it. So what's the point in having it in the first place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to bring up a point, but Payson actually corrected me a little bit before I had that, because I was going to say, and if you don't have health insurance, you actually get penalized at the end of the year where you have to end up paying in your taxes because you didn't have health insurance. So, but Payson said they got rid of it in 2019. So, but yeah. So, what the fuck is going on in our healthcare system? Like, it's just there's people reaching into our pockets, and the only reason that healthcare is from what I understand, the reason that healthcare is so expensive is because of insurance companies.
Yep.
Like, they're trying to get as much money as they can be out of these insurance companies, these medical facilities, because of this. but having the insurance pay $1,000 and you're paying $1,300 for something that you could have only paid $600 if you didn't even have the insurance. I'm just saying, like, we should probably get rid of that. Probably should get rid of that. That's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know. This right here pisses me off. And Gonzo said, "That's so fucked with the shit. Send me back to where I came from, where we use liquor to disinfect rather than the shit hurt that
Hey,
get $2,000."
might as well just start going back to the local barber to get your surgeries done. Go back to having the birds peck out the wound.
Yeah, bloodletting. That's crazy though, dude.
It's
Like
wild.
that gives you a new stance and an understanding of like
Luigi
greed in
did
our
nothing
country.
wrong.
There's a
Is all
lot of
I'm
greed in
saying.
our country.
I pay $1,000 a month. 1,500 if I get paid twice or 3 times during that month. But we have $500 out of my paycheck every fucking 2 weeks is what I pay into my insurance premium, and it's disgusting.
That's fucking rough, bud.
Oh yeah, tell me about
That's
it.
fucking rough. Well, I mean, I'm probably around there. I think they take 120 out of every single paycheck, and I get paid weekly.
Yes, you're probably right about there, if not a little bit less. But yep, $536 every fucking 2 weeks.
And it's fucking not even really good. I have health problems, dude. I have cholinergic urticaria. So basically, if my body temperature rises even 1 degree, I get hives all over my body. All over my body, dude. So if me going to the doctor, which I've already paid $3,200 in medical bills, just for them to tell me that there's nothing they can do for me. So you know what I did? I started looking up stuff on natural herb remedies, and I actually feel a lot better than being on the medicines that our doctors actually prescribe to us. And that's pretty much all our doctors do nowadays is prescribe you medicine. They're not there to help you. They're there to put you on some kind of medication. That's all it is. That's all that the American doctors do. If you don't have a pill for it or a shot for it, then who fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
If
No, I
they
agree
don't
with
have a
that.
pill for a shot, then they can't do nothing for you.
There needs to be a strong reform in the medical field. I feel like they need to fucking have a set fucking price for everything, and if it's stupid expensive, then they need to have those prices posted, and I can go somewhere the fuck else.
And shit that's life saving, like insulin, that shit should not be $400 to get.
It's cheaper foreign.
It takes under $2 to make the insulin.
How much does he say?
I don't know. Her mic cut out.
It takes under $2 to make insulin, and they sell it like my insulin costs about $200 for the 2 kinds I'm on, and I have to be on both.
And that 200. That's $200 a month, isn't it?
Pretty close. The one lasts longer than a month because I only take it at night, but the other one is monthly because I take it 3 times a day. And that's
Yeah,
not
that's
including
fucking.
the pills I'm on too.
We know, crying. Yeah, insulin, like that kind of stuff that doesn't cost a lot to make. It shouldn't be. The American people shouldn't be charged like a fucking 5,000% increase on that medication. It's something that's people need every day. Like it's something that like that's what should be our medical that we pay, the American people that we pay out of our paychecks. I would not mind part of my money that I give out of my paycheck to make it to where these medicines for these people aren't as expensive, because that's literally what they need to survive. It's like saying that's like you needing food, right? You're starving, but the only way that you're gonna get food is if you pay $300 for it. One bite of food. What the fuck does that? What is that? You know, that shit's bullshit to me.
I actually got a personal story here if you want to hear it. So,
Yeah. Sure.
Besides that, my wife's on insulin, and I deal with that every fucking month. But My son, he had to go. It was more of a panic on my end, which is kind of crazy. But we went to the splash pad. Look, splash pad, right? And there's a door, right? The biggest fucking metal door, and he rips this fucking door open, right? While he catches his toe. And it looked way worse than it actually was, but like lots of blood, nail basically came off. So like I scoop this kid up, I run, get to the hospital, right? And this doc comes in, right? Like we were there maybe 30 minutes. This doctor comes in, sees that his toe's bleeding, and like the kid's like freaking the fuck out, having a fucking panic attack because of all the blood. And the doc just walks over, looks at his toe, literally doesn't like 5 seconds, right? He asked, like he was like, "What happened? This is what happened." Okay. Looks at his toe, grabs his fucking toenail, and just yanks it off. And then he was like, "Okay, you're good to go. See you later." And I was like, "What? You're serious?" I was like, "Okay." And I laughed it off, right? And I was like, whatever. I got a bill in the mail for that exact surgery, right? And that's what they called it, a surgery or operation, right? Whatever you want to call it. $625. Are you absolutely fucking me? I could have did the same thing at home, and it would have been, I'd have been nicer about it, to be honest, because he literally didn't say shit to the kid. He was just like, whatever, fuck your shit. And just ripped this fucking nail off, basically. But I'd have been nicer. Two, $625 to fucking rip off the rest of a toenail that was just hanging there anyway? Fuck you. And like, I went to the hospital because like they called me and I was like, I'm not paying that bill. And I was firm on it. I told Pace, I'm like, I'm not paying this fucking bill. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. And so I started getting phone calls. They threatened me with a lawyer to garnish my wages. So I went in there and I sat down and I was like, okay, talk to the owner of the hospital. And I was like, look, this is what we're going to do, all right? I was like, do you realize that you are charging me $625 for this fucking grumpy-ass old man to come in here, be absolutely rude as fuck to my child, and give zero fuck about how his fucking mental status is taking this right thing? Grab this fucking nail and rip it off. You're going to charge me $625 for a rude-ass fucking experience like this? Are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, if this is the route you want to go, I was like, you can expect suing papers. I'll sue your ass for this shit. I was like, I'm not paying $625 for this. So either you work it out with me right now, or we can go a different route with it. And guess what? $50. Called it. Done. Over with. Gone.
King RC said, "That's wild. I would have sued if they ripped off my shit without consent and physical assault."
Oh, dude, I was fucking livid. Like he was fucking 3 years old. He was 3 or 4. 3 or 4. And I was, are you fucking kidding me? Like this kid, he's having a fucking meltdown, right? We finally get him calmed down, and then this doctor comes in, looks at his toe, and just rips it off. Like rips the fucking nail off. Are you actually fucking me? Like one, super unprofessional. Two, rude as fuck. Like what the actual fuck is your problem, man? You know what I mean? And like I'm super defensive of my kids. I mean, I don't expect nobody not to be defensive of their kids, but I go a little above and beyond with that. Like I'm gonna fuck you up if you even hurt his feelings. And I was ready to go on fucking site right then and right there. Like I was like, this old man getting fucked up, but I controlled myself, and I was like, okay, let's just laugh it off. You know, the panic's done. No, $625. Fuck you. I ain't paying that. I did. I went on there and made a big old fucking shitstorm, threatened to sue their ass. Whatever. But
yeah, my biggest thing with medical bills and shit now is give me an itemized bill, dude. Give me an itemized bill because you will be surprised how much that'll save you.
It's ridiculous.
They charged you $50 for each square of toilet paper you used during your stay.
I sprained my ankle once, dude. Went to the hospital. It cost me $400 for one of those little airbag things. They're like airbag, like they blow it up with air and they put it on. It's like a fucking balloon for your ankle. They charged me $400 for one of those things, dude. And I was like, give me an itemized bill. You know how much I paid after asking them for an itemized bill? $70, dude. I paid $70 for some ibuprofen and one of those airbag things, dude. But they wanted to charge me $400. That's literally my biggest thing now. Is if I go to the doctor, I'm like, give me an itemized bill. Give me an itemized bill right now. I'm not gonna pay fucking $1,300 for you to freaking rub my belly and pat me on the back, dude. You know, you're gonna tell me what I'm paying for. So like that's the biggest thing, and it'll save you money, dude. I'm telling you right now, if you're an American and you are watching this and you go to the doctors all the time, make them send you an itemized bill, because it will get a lot. Your pricing of things will get a lot cheaper. Trust me, it works. It works.
It's just
Even though it's
fucking.
bullshit in the first place.
It's just fucked up, dude. I can't. I just don't understand why we have to charge everybody, and the greed in this fucking country is ridiculous. That's what I mean by like gotta charge everybody. I'm not saying like I get it. They're working people and they need fucking paid too. But goddamn, are you kidding me though? Like just stop fucking trying to or fucking take everybody's fucking arms and legs here. You know what I mean? Like fucking simmer
Everybody's
it
in your
back, dude.
pocket, dude.
Everybody needs.
Everybody's in-
Everybody eventually will need help. You're gonna. It's not like you're in a dying fucking business. You know what I mean? Like everybody needs help. You can fucking stop charging people to death. All right. Like hey,
Yeah, and
I'll be back because I'm
Right.
starving because I can't buy food because you guys charge me so goddamn much. And then if you don't pay it, they'll fucking take it out of your wages.
Yeah, they'll garnish your wages for it.
Oh, fuck
That's
that.
another thing. That's
They
crazy.
just send it to collections for me.
Must be nice. They
And
don't
then
fucking do that
they'll
here.
never pay it.
They don't do that here. They'll fucking garnish your shit.
Yeah, they'll garnish the shit out of your wages, dude.
A nice
If
old
you have
fucking.
a certain, if you have a certain amount that you owe, they will garnish the fuck out of your wages, dude. Like if it's anything, I think it's anything over $5,000. If you have anything over $5,000, like one specific bill that's over $5,000, they could garnish your wages for it, which is crazy.
Mhm.
So, the thing is the working class pays for medical shit. So why does everybody have to pay? Why do you have to pay even more money to go to the doctor? I don't understand that either. It doesn't make sense. I can understand like shit costs money, but people are putting money in. You know what I mean? Shit costs money, but we're putting money in there. There's money there that's being spent.
I guarantee you, they've definitely gotten more money out of me than I've used of theirs. So, I
for sure, dude.
I go to the doctor maybe. The only time I ever go to a doctor is if I'm like fucking dying. So.
The only time I go to the doctor is when my body can't regulate itself, and then they tell me to fuck off, pretty much. So I mean, fuck those doctors, dude. Fuck the fucking
And dude,
hospitals.
fuck,
Where's
hospital, the
Louisiana? Where's
hospitals in
Louisiana when we
Ohio
need 'em?
are, well, I shouldn't say all of Ohio because clearly I haven't been to all hospitals, but the ones around us, I mean, fuck Mansfield. I took Harper there once. She was literally screaming, holding her stomach in the lobby for like 3.5 hours, and nothing.
That's
I'm like,
crazy, dude.
haven't seen us yet.
That's fucking crazy, dude. But all right, I don't want to get too heated over this because I will. I'll get fucking red topped, dude. My whole face will turn red because I'll get pissed off at this. Let's get something that'll make Doug mad. On to the next topic. So me and Doug don't agree on this one, which is we argued loudly at each other before we started. I had to literally pause.
And we're talking Doug putting on the tinfoil hat loud.
I literally had to. Before we started this, I had to shut my volume off so I couldn't hear Doug to talk to actually get my points out. So fucking mad he was getting at me, dude. All right, let's get into it. So, did Trump get rid of taxes on tips overtime? What to know? So, House Republicans passed a budget resolution on Tuesday that gives way to President Donald Trump's big beautiful bill, seeking 4.5 trillion in tax breaks and 2 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years. While the resolution has opened doors for lawmakers to act on campaign promises, right? This opens up doors, Doug, for campaign promises to end taxes on tips, overtime wages, and Social Security benefits. There is actually no policy or bill in this solution to do so, though, because this is an opportunity bill, right? And so I'm saying you have to have a reform to actually do something with it. During Trump's presidential campaign, he promised to eliminate taxes on tips for industry workers, such as restaurant staff, delivery drivers, gig workers. He doubled down on his proposal last month, vowing to end tax on tips for workers regardless of their occupation. So this is a big thing in Nevada. If you guys watched any of his like rallies and stuff, he went to Nevada after he won to say like thank you. And the biggest thing that Nevada wanted was no tax on tips because that's going to save a lot of people over there when it comes to taxing. Like when it comes to tipping, it's gonna save a lot of people some money if he does that. And he said that he was going to do it. But if you know anything, it has to go through Congress. When it comes to any spending plans or anything that happens in our government, even if there's an executive order, when it comes to spending, it has to go through Congress. It has to. That's how it has to work. But for us to have the opportunity, all right, for us to have an opportunity for this to happen, which is we don't have an opportunity right now. Right now, we're getting fucked regardless. We're getting pile drive by fucking taxes left and right, dude. Everybody knows everywhere you go, everything's fucking taxed. Everything. So this bill right here gives the opportunity for American people, and this gives the opportunity for American people to hold Donald Trump, right? It gives the American people opportunity to hold Donald Trump to his word, which Doug doesn't agree with me, but he has everything that he ran on his campaign. He's done something for everything I've seen. When it comes to the border, it comes to educational system, it comes to the wars. He's done at least something regarding those. He's only been in office for a little bit, so it's not. It's he. Doug's big thing was it's
Hey,
on day
Payson.
one. It's on day one.
Hey, Payson, how much were eggs last time
But
you
anyway,
went to Wingo?
anyways, so $4.5 trillion in tax breaks and
Don't
two
worry.
trillion
We're just
in
gonna bypass
spending
what you
cuts
said
over
there.
the next 10 years. So this is I like this, but the reason I wanted to bring this up is every single Democrat that voted on this voted no. They denied it. Every single one of them,
What
and
else is in
one
the bill?
Republican.
Read what else is in the bill before you just start labeling people as they're not voting because they don't care about the American people.
They don't. You're saying that the government cares about the American people?
No, I'm not saying
Is
the
that what you're
government
saying,
cares.
Maldoc?
I'm just saying you need to look at everything, not just fucking read the headlines
All
and
I
go
gotta
about it.
say, is it gives us an opportunity for the American people to have more money.
Okay, well since he
It
is
opens
not
up. It opens up doorways.
since he is not going to discuss what else is in the bill, there's a huge Medicare cut in the bill with the no tax thing, and I'm not saying that's why the Democrats voted no, because I don't think the government actually cares about you or your family or your children or anybody like that. But what I am going to sit here and say is that if you think that the government is going to be like, hell yeah, let's stop taxing all of its people to death, and we are gonna do no more taxes, and we're gonna not tax tips and Social Security, and you're wrong. I truly feel that way. I really hope I am wrong, because I'm not gonna sit here and say that it wouldn't be fucking awesome. But I'm not an opportunist. I don't think that just because there's an opportunity there, Trump's not gonna jump on it. Yeah, big facts. Just because it's an opportunity to lay this out and get the tax reform and whatever, and you're gonna then decide you want to quit taxing me, I won't believe it till I see it. And nor am I gonna give this man props for just doing a bill that opens up a door. I'm not giving anybody props for doing something that they could do or that they should do. I'm no, and I firmly agree with that, because the government's not here to help.
See, for me, like tax cuts and shit, hell yeah, I'm always down to not give the government my money.
Exactly.
But not when they sneak a bunch of shit in with their passing of these, because they like to do that. They like to clump bills together. They'll be like, all right, throw one or two things in they like, and then we're also gonna be like, get fucked in the ass. But
And this is how you paint people in a bad picture as well. You start lumping all this shit in with a bill that somebody's trying to pass, like, yeah, no taxes sounds fucking fantastic. I ain't gonna lie to anybody about it. But oh, okay, you're also sliding in the Medicare. You're also sliding in more money for Israel. Which I don't know if that's actually in the bill or not, the Israel thing. But I know the Medicare thing is in there. I'm just using that as an example because they've tried it with multiple different things. The Biden administration was actually really good with this as well. They did that a lot. It's actually been pretty much a thing since ever, because the government is lazy, and if they can vote on one thing and pass a lot of things, they're going to try doing that. And it's wrong. It's not a very fucking professional way to do shit, honestly. And I'm a firm believer in not half-assing shit. So that is a big point there. Nor am I going to give somebody props for saying I'm going to do something and still not doing it. So just because you're opening up a door to start doing it, cool. I don't care until it happens. There's
The
my.
door has to be open first, though.
Sure, yeah, I agree. The door has to be open first, and you're not wrong on that. But just because you open the door, I'm not going to sit here and praise you like the Orange Messiah.
Well, let's open the door without putting in anything else.
Yes,
just
that
leave
as well.
it with just that.
Yeah, don't add in extra bullshit to the side either that could potentially fuck over people just because they're excited over a fucking headline of the bill. I feel like that's wrong. It has to do with more shady shit the government's doing, because the worst thing to hear out of anybody's mouth and all throughout history is, "Hello, I'm from the government and we're here to help."
He wasn't this quiet, dude. He wasn't this quiet before. He's quiet. He's peaceful. He's peaceful. He's peaceful today.
So
Doug always gets it out before we go into this, and then I hate it because I'm like, just give me a fight, dude. He just lays down his arm.
Lay down my arms. I'm not laying down my arms.
He lays
I'm
on
holding...
his arms. He lays on his back. He lays on his back, and he's like, "All right, dude, rub my belly, dude. It's all right."
I am not. It gives me time to
He
think
doesn't
about
get
it, and
mad,
that's
he
why
doesn't
I
get
get so
mad.
irate, and then I think about it and I process it, and that's why I don't scream at you on the podcast, because I do that beforehand because I get so fucking irate because you're a fascist. It's fine, but yeah. Trump,
I'm not a fascist. I'm a libertarian.
Trump
I want
is
fucking
Jake's
fascists
daddy.
on.
We have figured this out.
I
throughout-
wouldn't claim yourself as a libertarian anymore. That party's a fucking joke, and 90% of them are just Republicans.
Also agree with that as well.
Well, yeah, there's a lot that are in there. There's a lot of people that follow the MAGA.
I
MAGA
used
train.
to say I was a libertarian, but here recently that party is absolutely just turned into a fucking shithole.
Speaking of libertarian, though, I freaking hope that Vivek gets mayor for Ohio, dude.
Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
He's libertarian, dude. He believes in smaller government, and I feel like he would be a good governor, dude. I am all for him being governor of Ohio.
I absolutely love that his opening statement was, "I want to abolish the FBI and ATF," and I was like, "This man right here needs to be fucking president."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really hope that he gets to be mayor of Ohio, dude. I will be voting for him when 2026, brother. That is happening. I will be voting. I will be there, and I will make fucking 7 different fake IDs just so I can vote 7 times. I don't give a fuck, dude. I want him to be our mayor, dude. I like how he carries himself. And I like a lot of his policies. I don't like all of them. There are some in there that I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" But I like a lot of them, you know. Which I feel like if you're a part of any party, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, if there's something that the party that your candidate has that you don't like, make it known, dude. Speak up about it.
By all means, make it known.
Well, that's what I do every year. I mean, I have predominantly voted Libertarian in the past, but I've also voted Green Party. I vote for good people, not a color, is all I gotta say, because there's so many people who do absolutely zero research. There's just like, well, my dad and my dad's dad, and my dad's dad fucking voted red, so I'm gonna vote red.
Yeah, you got to do your own research and figure out like who's gonna do the right by the American people.
Which I'm gonna be real with you, 9 times out of 10, that ain't the fucking Republicans or Democrats.
It's not. It's not. But they got the fucking most control right now. They got the most money. That's literally how
They have the most control and the most money since the founding of the United Motherfucking States.
Well, it's also because people don't do the research. People don't do the research.
That's because half of these motherfuckers can barely read.
Yeah.
The fact that people look at their political parties now as like a religious cult is honestly bothersome.
Yeah, let's make more cults.
You need to fucking simmer that shit back just a little bit.
Let's make more cults. Cults seem to win, so we need cults, dude. We need cults in the right direction. That's what we need. We need cults in the right direction. We need American cults. That's what we need. We don't need like the Republican cult or the Democratic cult. We need an American cult. We need. They call it a nation, but
Well,
we need it. We need it to be considered a cult so we can actually get some good people in there.
I
That's
think
my
we should.
opinion.
Stone Cold Steve Austin should be president.
Dan, imagine
macho,
it,
dude.
was it Kanye that
Macho,
ran?
dude.
Didn't Kanye run 1 year?
No,
He
said he was going
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. And so my favorite fun fact out of Ohio. The year that Harambe got shot, Harambe won the popular vote for the presidency
That he fucking
in
did.
the United States. They're in Ohio.
That's what. Nobody takes the fucking election serious. We all know it's corrupt. We all know that it's rigged.
Almost every year Mickey Mouse is on the ballot.
Walt Disney. Walt Disney should be fucking president.
God no, that man is 110% a motherfucking Nazi.
Oh, you mean like the Nazi salute's popular now?
Yeah.
Not seeing much of a difference here.
At least these ones try to hide it somewhat.
You obviously haven't been following the last few episodes of the Beardarchy.
Other than the occasional salute. It's the Roman salute, Doug.
Yeah, what am I thinking? Sorry. It's his autism. Fucking get out of here.
There's been a lot of people that's been throwing this shit out, dude. Everywhere. There's so many people, dude. Did you guys see the construction CEO that resigned because of it?
He was forced to resign. He didn't willingly resign.
Yeah, he said that he was just mimicking the people, Trump's dance.
Do we have a video of that? Can we show that video?
I don't know if we have it or not. I could probably find it.
I imagine you can. I probably sent it to you.
Yeah. Oh, look. You think you sent it on TikTok or?
I most certainly sent it on TikTok.
Okay.
Oh, there's another thing I want to go into real quick, real fast. TikTok is not a reliable source of motherfucking information. Just because someone said it on TikTok doesn't mean it's fucking true.
Facts. Do your fucking
Please.
research.
God, I've had so many people try to argue with me and they'll source nothing but some random motherfucker on TikTok, and I'm like, okay, what was this guy? What is this guy? What does he do for a living? Why does he the knowledge on this subject? They'll be like, well, he said this. I'm like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean it's fucking true.
You need people that have receipts like us.
Yeah, people that have receipts, dude. That's what we're trying to find right now.
I know I did send it to you.
And also cross-reference. Never just look at an article and go, all right, this information's correct. If you look at something that's fucking biased, make sure you look at the other side, and you got to read between the lines and figure out what's more than likely true.
Devin hit the nail on the head there. Did you hear that, Jake? I think it was an important lesson there. I just want to make sure you heard that.
I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, that's shocking.
What did he say? I was looking stuff up, dude. Motherfucker.
I said, if you're looking up articles on shit, if you look at a biased website, you need to find the opposite, read both pages, and read between the lines to find the truth.
And I just wanted to make sure you heard that.
I believe that I use a newscast that has both sides on it, and it tells you whether they're right or left. This is at CEO, by the way.
There's no sound of the video. It's just the spam throw. I mean, there's a little bit of sound, but ain't nothing special.
What the fuck?
Whoa!
She looked like the fairy godmother on Shrek.
Wow! Wow!
Wow! He's just blasting him out there, dude.
Fuck, hit him with the twofer, dude. Hit him with the twofer.
So yeah, that guy got forcibly resigned. He got forced to resign because of those. He said that he went on to say that he was mimicking Elon, and then they said that he also did Trump's dance or whatever. He was just making fun of the Republican Party, but then had to remove himself. Somebody made him remove himself. Okay, that's basically what happened. But yeah, so I use my news source, brother, that I get all my articles from is called All Sides. If you don't know what that is, look it up. So All Sides shows you left, right, and center for news articles. That's actually you just talked about this thing that they have on here, which has Trump's English thing, and it has Republican.
Pull that up.
Center,
Pull it up. We'll talk about that.
left.
We got time. We're only at an hour. We got time. We didn't have a lot of articles this week. Sorry, we've been really busy. But fuck it, we found one. We'll do one live right now. We'll discuss it straight how everybody thinks about it right now. Maybe you'll get an argument out of me that I'm going to scream at you. Jake's high hopes.
English. They made it the official language of the United States, like it has been for fucking ever. It has always been the majority speaking language. Yes, Spanish is catching up. Who the fuck cares?
And you guys get to see how I find my information too, dude. So this is All Sides. This is what I use when I look up my articles. Because if you look down here, it says from the right, from the center, from the left. It tells you every one of these. So based on what they speak in the article, it tells you it tells you which side it's leaning towards when it comes to like
Can we
if
just
they're
talk about those
Democratic,
headlines real quick?
Republican.
I just want to talk about those headlines real quick, all right? So, from the right. Oh, where the hell did you go? Drop that back down, please. Thank you. All right, so right here, it says, from the right, Trump to make English the official language of the U.S. with executive order. Okay, cool. From the center, Trump to order English as the official U.S. language. Okay, cool. What Trump's order making English the official language in the U.S. could mean? What's the difference there? There's a difference.
One speculation.
Yes, one is speculation. The other one is talking about fierce, like force, right? Because it's an executive order. It's forcing it, right? Because, it's Trump's signing the executive order, which means he's just emphasizing that he's in power with that. And then you have the center. It's just whatever, right? It's just it's actually, I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm the king.
If you have to say
President
you were a
Trump
king,
is
you are not
expected to
worthy
sign
to
an
be a
executive
king.
order. You said what?
I said if you have to say you're the king, you are not worthy enough to be the king.
Yeah.
But either way.
So like this is like it gives you a summary too. So Trump to sign order declaring English as official language. This is summary from All Sides. President Trump is expected to sign an executive order declaring English as an official language of the United States, making the first time the country has taken this action. So I mean, because this is our fucking native language.
Fucking needed.
So as the details, this moves reverses a mandate from former President Bill Clinton requiring federal agencies to offer language assistance to non-English speakers. A fact sheet states that the agency will decide whether to offer documents and services in other languages. The Wall Street Journal Center Bias first reported the planned order, which is expected to be signed soon. More than 30 states have already designated English as their official language. The order, a White House document cited by several news outlets, stated establishing English as the official language promotes unity, establishes efficiency in the government operations, and creates a pathway for civic engagements.
Oh my god, you know how easy it is to get a fucking voice thing? They make it sound like it's a fucking challenge to get on your phone and go, hey, Google, translate.
I mean, you could see Trump uses that shit in his like the Prime Minister of Japan when he came over here and they had their press conference. He put an earbud in. You could watch him put his earbud in, and
That
that
motherfucker's got
earbud is
enough time to learn how to speak Japanese. Not like he does
yeah,
anything.
but he uses that earbud for translation. So like
Yeah.
when Japan's Prime Minister was talking, it was being translated to him by AI, is what I was able to find on it. It wasn't another person just like telling him. It was AI generated. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Oh,
No,
hey, there was
Doug,
an
robot.
article I forgot to send. Doug, I'm sure you'll love this one. It'll get your tinfoil cap on for the episode. So the mineral deals we did with the Ukraine, President Trump's plan is to pretty much give it all to Musk to put into developing AI and weapon systems.
Wild.
Yeah, that is wild. Because his whole big thing was, oh, well, they're not giving nothing back to the United States, so
I'm hungry.
like you're gonna take what's coming from that or what we're getting in those minerals just to give it to somebody else, instead of
The
actually using it
muskrat.
Didn't we have the that meeting with them too? Zelensky, JD Vance, and Trump. I thought we had that up as a talking point today.
We didn't have it up.
Oh.
We didn't have it, but I can bring it up.
Yeah, bring that up. I'd love to talk about it just because it was kind of ridiculous sounding and hearing. Because I don't know why JD Vance has to be the way he is, but he sounded like a complete fucking idiot.
So to me, it literally pretty much just looked like they invited Zelensky there to try to humiliate him.
Yeah.
And it was fucking pathetic.
Right. Made a comment on his fucking wardrobe when he got out of the vehicle.
Like I said, if I was that motherfucker, the second I got out and I seen that fat orange fuck telling me that I wasn't dressed nice, I would have got back in the fucking car and left.
Which it wasn't even he was
I would have been like, homie, when I can't see your 13
outfit.
chins.
He was wearing his fucking combat outfit, wasn't he? His military uniform?
No, he was just literally wearing black pants and a shirt.
Wild.
He had a formal shirt from his country, so.
Why the fuck does it matter? The man's he could have to leave to go, handle shit. I'm sorry we can't all draft dodge like Trump, okay?
That is a fact, by the way.
They even had a report. They had a reporter in there. They had a reporter that even asked him about it, about how he was dressed. So this is 5 minutes of just
why the fuck are you all concerned about what I'm wearing? For fuck's sake,
right,
we're here to discuss shit. Why does it matter if I'm wearing a fucking suit or not?
He's literally got people getting bombed in his home country. He's like, he came to ask for help, and what we did was make fun of him. And
you got JD Vance's fat ugly face fucking running his mouth.
Fuck yeah. His emo boy looking ass.
That homie, I respect that he was in the military. I respect that JD Vance did time in service, but I think he left 90% of his intelligence there.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if he sustained a traumatic brain injury or something, but that's what it's looking like.
And we signed with him, me, like a new president.
I can't fucking hear it.
Yeah, turn it up.
The deal.
That's as far as I can get this thing to go.
We signed ceasefire.
I can hear it.
All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I hate that it just freezes on me.
Kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens.
The stories.
You bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack?
Also, this motherfucker's talking like.
Trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions.
Ugh.
Start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will
I hate the way that motherfucker talks. It pisses me off.
Trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
You're in no position to dictate that.
To dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
I'm gonna smack that fucker's spray tan off.
good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position.
I
You don't
was
have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No.
Jesus
Why the-
fucking Christ.
Have you said thank you once? For fucking what? Actually, why would he? Let's go here. Why would he need to tell that fat sack of shit thank you? It wasn't this fucking term that we did anything for the Ukraine. If he's gonna go thank someone, he should probably go thank the fucker that's sitting in his room, doesn't know where the fuck he is.
Well, that's the thing. Where
Joe
the
Biden
fuck does
said-
JD Vance get off either? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you realize, dude, the amount of cocksucking that's going on in this country right now is disgusting. Like, JD Vance is on his fucking knees like, oh God, Trump, please. And you're telling...
That's half of these fuckers.
It is. But the fact that JD Vance, like, did you even thank him? Have you even thanked us yet? Like, get the fuck out of here. He didn't do shit. And you're gonna...
That's a soft
He'd have to go thank the Biden.
JD Vance is soft as fuck.
JD Vance.
That shit, like the
Fucking
fact that it sounds like somebody's feelings are hurt. That's what it sounds
He's
like.
like,
to me.
please tell my daddy thank you, please.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
It's crazy to me that he just steps in like. So I watched this whole fucking thing, dude. Every fucking second of it, and JD Vance talked about diplomacy with Putin, right? And Zelensky's like, well, he's already broken. He wants security. Like the whole point is like he wants security.
They want to remain the Ukraine and not Russia.
Well, no, he wants security guarantees. That's what he's saying. So he's like, he came here to sign a deal for the mineral deal with us, and he was just wanting Trump to give security guarantees from signing that. Like that was a whole big thing. And they're talking about diplomacy with Putin in this situation right here. They're talking about diplomacy with Putin, and Zelensky's like, well, how are you getting diplomacy with Putin when we've had 25 contracts that we've signed with him, and he's broken every single one of them. He's killed our people. He's broken ceasefires already. So Zelensky's like, I need you guys to give me security guarantees, because even if the deal is made, he's saying that he's afraid that Putin will still create. He'll break that truce, the ceasefire truce, without the security. And I get where Trump's saying, oh well, he doesn't want to give Zelensky. He doesn't want to give Zelensky our armor or our protection if he doesn't want to create peace. And that's what the big thing is on Trump's side, is he's saying Zelensky doesn't want peace because he doesn't want to come to the table with Putin. And he's saying because of the situation that's going on, Zelensky's
If he came
afraid
to the
that,
table with Putin, he'd probably get a bullet in the fucking skull.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, He's talking about for the deal though. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the fucking same room as him, you know. But it's just Vance starts talking to him about diplomacy with Putin, and then he's like, "What diplomacy are you talking about?" He's like, "There's no diplomacy that's going on because we've already done diplomacy with Putin, and 25 times over, he's broken that diplomacy, 25 times over."
And I
And
also
Vance,
like how JD Vance pulled out that they're conscripting citizens. So the
yeah,
Ukraine, compared to Russia, is tiny. I mean, tiny. They're gonna have. I mean, half of our allies have mandatory military service.
yeah.
So, and also Russia. I mean, 90% of the troops they're sending into the Ukraine are fucking children.
Mm-hmm.
That they're literally going, here's a vest and an AK, have fun.
There's a million fucking people that have died too on their side, so it's like 800,000 Russian soldiers is I think that the total that they got right now is like over 800,000 fucking soldiers just dead, gone. Those fucking people are gone.
And
Because
90%
of
of them
what?
were conscripts.
Yeah, and then they had Korea come over and they got fucking massacred.
South Korea or North Korea?
North Korea, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, why the fuck?
I didn't think there
They
was
got
any
fucking-
casualties between North Korea.
Oh, here's a
Yeah,
funny
there was.
funny
There
fact
was a
right
lot.
now. North Korea, for the first time in the history of ever, they held their elections, right? You know, the only person on them, of course, is whatever fat fuck with the funny haircuts running it now. But people actually didn't vote for him this time. Only 99.1% of the population voted for him. But when they had two doorways, if you didn't vote for him, you had to go down the red hallway. None of those people are alive anymore.
Well,
yeah, I guarantee those people were fucking dead. But yeah, they sent soldiers to Russia, and I can't remember how many. I actually kind of want to look it up to see how many soldiers. But they were all dead, all gone.
Well, fuck, dude, you gotta imagine by right now, half the Ukrainian soldiers that are still alive are probably fucking just war dogs.
Yeah. North Korea.
I don't know. I just think this meeting right here that just happened recently. I know it happened recently. I think Trump and JD Vance. It was just a sad attempt of I don't even know what. To be honest, they didn't do anything. It's ridiculous, and I don't know. I don't even know, dude.
I'm ashamed that those are the men that are representing me.
Exactly.
North Korea sent 3,000 troops to Russia for possible deployment into Europe.
Shit, South Korea should hit north now then.
Here's the thing right here. You could I just didn't want to pull this up because I don't want to. If they have pictures, I don't want any pictures up. So there's a number of different sources, but more than 3,000 North Korean soldiers are believed to have died or been injured while fighting in the war, Ukraine war.
Can you imagine you're just rocking around fucking Ukraine, and all of a sudden there's Asians coming at you?
Yeah, but there's people that say it was a freaking massacre for them, and like Russia didn't care. So now Korea's kind of having suspicions about actually supporting this war anymore with Russia.
Shit, half the
But
troops are probably starving before they got there.
Gonzo says people are saying that Zelensky took advantage of Biden, and now that Trump is back, Trump isn't going to give him what Biden originally offered.
Welcome to the right wing media,
Money.
Gonzo.
Money. We were giving them money, which they were enforced
we were
using to pay
money
for
war material.
They were using all the money we were giving them to pay for fucking mercenaries.
Yeah, they didn't have a good track on it either. From what I understand, they didn't track like $300 billion worth of spending either. So that's why it was a big deal. But
Didn't
this
Elon come
whole
up
thing
with
with Zelensky coming with, huh?
Didn't Elon come up with that?
I don't know. That's what I just heard it. I don't remember where I seen it from. I I'm not gonna say it's fact or not, but
Convenient.
what I was shut the fuck up. But what I'm saying is this meeting that they had with Zelensky, there was no reason for our side, the American people, because this is who represents us. If you don't know that or not, fucking Trump and Vance represent the American people, and for them, this guy is in fucking war. Like this, his living where he lives at is being bombed, and it's fucking like it's disastrous. And you want him to be like, thank you for saying you're gonna back out on fucking helping me? Like, what do you mean? I wouldn't fucking thank you either, you piece of shit. You motherfucker. Like, why would I thank you? And then you're just disrespecting Zelensky in front of the fucking American media. What do you mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And Zelensky's not gonna give his true emotion to us, because why would he? He doesn't want us to fucking hate him because he fucking stands up for himself in front of these fucking two fucking idiots.
And that was another thing. I don't know if you've seen that or caught that or not, but like, where Trump's like, you don't have the fucking cards here. You don't have the fucking cards here. Like, Trump's sitting here trying to say he's Zelensky's disrespecting the American people in America, right? Talking about Trump, which he's not. He's not. You're expecting him to grovel, be like you're some fucking god. You're not a fucking god, champ. I'm sorry to say that, but you're not a fucking god, nor are you even fucking remotely close to being a fucking warfighter. This man has to give you absolutely zero fucking respect. You're a man saying that you're gonna back out unless we give you all these fucking minerals and shit. And that's you want him to thank him for us fucking him instead of Russia? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I would not be happy, dude.
I hate to say it, and like I'm a huge fan of Russia, but I hate to say it, I'm on fucking Zelensky's side on this one. That's fucking horseshit. That was fucking shitty as fuck that they acted like that during this fucking meeting. Unprofessional, child as fucking shit. And I agree with Devin fully. You didn't thank my daddy. That's exactly what that fucking was right there. JD Vance is an absolute fucking moron.
Has a
and should not even have been there.
A firm hold on Trump's balls.
Oh yeah.
Trump will never have sagging nuts because Vance is holding them up for him.
Oh yeah.
Gonzo says it the best. He says, "But for real, I think if shit's not fixed soon, World War III, we will see World War III, because at this point Putin don't care." I get what Trump meant, but
the way Trump's putting it, we're gonna end up with Russia and China against the rest of the world.
Yep.
Yeah. I get what Trump meant, but I think it could have been said better and in a different way, different tone. They cut Zelensky off.
Only
so
got
many
one
times,
tone.
Like
it's dumb
what he
fuck.
said couldn't be said.
Yep, that is one thing Trump's good at, sounding like a dumb fuck.
Yeah, but I do agree with Gonzo. It should have been a different tone. If you felt disrespected, it could have been like, hey, we're not trying to, have this kind of conflict right now. You could have said
well, here's
that
the plain and simple part of it, right?
Professional about it.
This is a serious matter, right? Two of them aren't taking it serious. Trump and JD Vance are not taking it serious. And here's the reason why. They're not directly affected. They are not directly affected. If a deal doesn't happen right here, guess who doesn't get directly affected? Trump and Vance. The person that is taking this serious and trying to explain his point that everybody just wants to fucking miss is fucking Zelensky. Zelensky's like, hey, we're fucking dying. And you got these two fucking morons that are like, well, we really don't care. You either fucking give us what we want, and then we'll help you and maybe back you in some fucking shit, or kick rocks. And I don't know, man. Dumb as fuck.
These are free people. I do agree that Zelensky should have his elections, though. That's something that should happen. But I don't agree with us treating Ukraine's president this way, because that was disrespectful in my eyes how we treated him.
And that makes America look like greedy fucking bitches. That's what that does.
I mean, we are.
It was more disrespectful on our side than I would say Zelensky's side. 100%. I feel that.
Hands down. And I firm believer, JD Vance shouldn't even be there. Hands down. Why the fuck is he there running his fucking mouth just An ego booster for fucking Trump? Is that the only
No,
reason he's
'cause
there?
someone's gotta hold his balls, Doug. We just went over this.
I mean, you're right. That's my bad. My bad.
That's what Gonzo said too. He
I
said I feel
recant
like
my
it
statement.
should just been Gonzo in chat said I feel like it should have just been Trump there. To Vance had no place there. Feel like Vance is making more decisions than Trump. Fuck, at this point, make Vance president at this point.
God, I hope not. If
Yeah,
that's ever a thing,
fuck that. Vance don't know dick.
I don't know. I feel like this was just a fucking. It was a monkey grabbing his fucking shit out of his
They
ass.
literally, like I said, they literally brought him here for the sole purpose of that. That was their plan. They wanted to try to make him look like an ass on national TV. They're just the ones that end up looking like asses.
And that's the thing too. Is Zelensky's a smart motherfucker. I hate to say it, but he's smart. He's an intelligent man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I think he looks very nice, dude. I think he looks very nice.
There you go. You heard it first, dude. That outfit right there, I would wear that to dinner out with Payson.
Fuck yeah, I would too. That looks comfortable. What the fuck they're wearing doesn't look comfortable. Maybe that's why they got a stick up their ass and they talk shit to fucking Zelensky like that.
Well, I just don't understand why like other fucking world leaders is like borderline intelligent, and then like you have fucking Trump and Vance there, fucking goddamn IQ is so small.
Gonzo said women over there are hot too. LOL.
Gonzo.
Gonzo's a fan of Takibi. Dude. You're looking at the wrong fucking area, dude. You're a fan of Takibi off of Siege. The wrong area for you, buddy. Either way, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating to see this. Like this is America right here. These people are supposed to represent America. Like, can you really logically sit here and be like, yeah, dude, we made the right choice here. This is grade A thinking on the Americans' part.
They absolutely can and do.
Yeah.
I feel like what Trump is saying, like Zelensky not wanting to, like, I do feel like there is some hesitation with the peace treaty or like the ceasefire deal going with.
That's because they broke it so many goddamn times.
Facts.
Yeah, I could see that, and I could see where Trump's going. Like, well, I don't think you want peace, is what he's saying. I could see that, but how they handle this situation is fucked.
I mean, I think he wants peace. I just don't think he wants to give Russia whatever the fuck they want, which means he's got to do some fucking damage.
The best way to look at this, right? The best way to look at this, if you want to understand this from a more personal view, picture this as America, right? Picture this as America. Say Zelensky's there asking for help for America because we're getting our asses fucking touched by Russia, right?
We're asking Zelensky for help.
Or we're asking Zelensky for help, and then just reword everything. Be like, oh, well, you guys have fucking minerals that we want. Either you give us that, and why do you look so shitty, or whatever the fuck you want to say. The man's asking for help for his country, for his country's people. All right, and if you can't look at that and see that the man's not fucking wrong, and that we just look like a bunch of greedy fucking
are
cunts,
our friends, dude.
Then
Ukrainians are nice to American people, dude. The people of Ukraine are nice to U.S. citizens, as we should be to Ukrainians, because there's nothing they didn't fucking do nothing to us for us to be fucking dickheads to them, you know. And for this situation right here, I feel like it's going to cause tension amongst.
The only reason that Trump and J.D. Vance is acting like this is because the left supported Ukraine.
It's probably why, dude.
I know. It's clear as fucking day. It's clear as fucking day.
See, like, I gotta here. Let me put my tinfoil hat on real quick. Let me throw some conspiracy theory out here, alright? Fucking so like I was thinking, what if Trump and Vance made this scene, right? I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I'm saying, what if they made this scene to make the deal with Putin more obtainable?
What?
Yeah, what do you mean?
So, bringing Putin to the table for a deal, we have to show that we're not on sides, right? We're not for Ukraine.
But we definitely chose a side.
Oh, I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here.
I'm saying maybe they're using the media, because why the hell else would we be in the fucking Oval Office listening to this meeting, you know? So what if Trump and Vance are talking shit to Zelensky and creating tension in our media. So Russia's watching our media and going, oh, well, they actually are talking shit to them. They're actually giving them heat back. Maybe they are on our side too.
Well,
So when they come
Trump
to
probably lets them know what's going on in their weekly calls.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, that's why I said put my tinfoil hat on. Let me throw
Yeah,
a
I got
conspiracy theory out there. You know what I mean? Like, what if they're using our media that Russia is watching to bring a more favorable decision from Putin? Or not, maybe not more favorable, but more likely that he's going to come to the table because he sees that United States isn't on Zelensky's side,
Or
which
here
makes
you go.
Zelensky.
Okay, just to counteract your tinfoil hat theory, just because you guys want to tear me apart about AI, so I can do this with yours. You're telling me that Putin realizes that another superpower, us, is not on the side of Zelensky, which is who Russia is fighting, and you're going to tell me that that's going to make him somehow come to a deal with Ukraine faster to cause a ceasefire? Strong doubt.
No, it gives Trump more leverage to get Putin to come to the table for a deal.
Putin will come to the deal. It's all about Putin not holding to the deal. That's what he does.
No, Putin would come to the deal. The only thing he's asking for is everything.
Yeah, he now wants everything instead of just whatever he wants. You know what I mean?
He wants everything. He's always wanted everything. Ukraine, any part of Russia that was there when they were the Soviet Union, he wants back.
Yeah, that's been his whole fucking movement since he fucking became in charge.
But I do agree. Zelensky needs to have his fucking elections, dude. Europe needs to start having their fucking
probably
elections.
not in active wartime, but
yeah, fuck that. Active wartime
doesn't matter,
you
dude.
don't. It does actually.
You kind of can't change leadership mid-war.
Diplomacy, dude.
And also, like,
you don't believe
in the United States, that would be different.
If we were in an active war, we would still have our elections.
It's different. We're not being invaded. We're not being invaded.
We're not a tiny little state.
If we were being invaded, we'd probably still have our elections. Because if we didn't,
we're also still
United
the size of. We're like one of our
people.
Texas is like the size of the Ukraine.
I strongly disagree
probably
with
bigger.
what you're saying here, Jake. I don't see that. Like... There's no way if we had boots on the ground right here where they had to deploy American fucking soldiers on U.S. soil to defend us from an attack, right? Let's say Russia invades or China invades, they will not hold an election. I guarantee you, it's in the Constitution that they don't have to. I'm almost 110 on that. I might actually be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that, everybody. But I'm almost.
You are wrong, but it depends. It depends on where we're getting hit at, what's going on. But also, no one would ever be dumb enough to attack us on our home turf right now.
Well, the United States citizens would be able to fucking. We have the most guns per capita, dude.
Which is why no one would fuck with us. But then again, I would say about maybe 1 in 20 people would actually not shit themselves from being shot at.
Either way, the point of what I'm saying is though, I don't think that there would be an election.
No, I mean for us it'd be different. You can't really use us as an example because we're, just massively larger than the Ukraine. Even
then though, you're gonna tell me right now, like. One, you wouldn't even be able to
Ohio's National Guard is bigger than the Ukraine's military, I'm pretty sure.
You would not be able to hold an election because if, let's say they land on Florida, you're not going to have everybody run into the fucking polls in Florida. It's an unfair election as it starts out. That would never actually hold legitimacy at all.
We'd probably declare martial law if we got.
Oh, hands down, we're declaring martial law. Like we're not talking about martial law. We're talking about holding an election in the United States if we decided.
You couldn't do an election during martial law.
Okay, there you go.
I'm pretty sure, like if martial law, so if there's a ceasefire, that Zelensky said he's still not going to have elections.
Because the ceasefire isn't the end. A ceasefire is an agreed day to stop the fighting.
If there's
till
no
X day. They're going to stop fighting till
There's
X
no
day.
fighting
That
till
is the
X
point of a
day.
ceasefire. It's not.
What if-
It's not the end of the war, man. That's what I'm telling you. Listen
What
for a
if
minute.
ceasefire-
And
what if
also, more
ceasefire-
than
what if
likely,
ceasefire
what would
4
end up
years?
happening is they'd install someone that is pro-Putin.
Yeah.
What if
It would be
a ceasefire
asinine. It would be
is
asinine for
is
them. Then that's the end of the
What
war.
if I'm just saying, what if a ceasefire is held for 4 years? You're not going to have an election for 4 years because there's a ceasefire?
Ceasefires don't last that long.
How do you know? They could.
Look at, oh my God, read a fucking history book, man. It is so hard to do this fucking podcast. Read a fucking history book.
Putin usually breaks them pretty quickly.
That too, but
I'm just saying they could.
Ceasefires don't last that
a
long.
while.
Ceasefires don't last that long. Ceasefires are.
But
I think
from X date to X
the
date.
only ceasefire that has ever lasted that long has been fucking South Korea and North Korea, and they just stare at each other on the border.
Facts. They're waiting. They're waiting for that fucking ceasefire to end. But that's the only one.
Well, how long was that? How long has that lasted?
Since they split, pretty much.
That is the only one.
Yeah.
That is
And they won't have
only one.
elections because of that?
Well, I mean, they have had a bunch of elections, but they also have
Oh my
a
God!
U.S. military base.
North Korea does not. Their elections are fucking bullshit.
Fucking dictatorship.
It's just you only have one choice.
Right, or it's that or death. So, I mean, I guess if you want to say that's an election, Jake. I mean, maybe you'll get
That's
that
where
with
we're
Daddy
heading.
Trump. I know that's what you're hoping for. So,
I'm just saying they should have their elections because that's part of. I mean, it's not just Ukraine that's not having their elections. There's multiple European countries that aren't having their elections.
well, we're not talking about those. We were talking about fucking Ukraine. Stop trying to change the subject to make you sound right.
I'm not. I said they should have their elections just like the rest of fucking Ukraine should have their elections. That's exactly what I said. And you guys took it. Only Ukraine. That's what you're talking about. Only Ukraine. Even though I specifically said Ukraine and all of the other fucking European countries that aren't having their elections.
It's recorded.
That are
It's
putting
fine.
their elections on hold.
It's recorded. It's fine.
It is recorded. Look at it. Read it.
You
Fucking
guys
type
are
out my
fucking
words. I want you to go into our fucking thing and I want you to type out every word that I said and then be like, okay, maybe he did say that. Because I want you to see that. Because that's what I fucking said. And you just overlooked the fucking other point that I made. Zelensky and all of the rest of Europe should have their fucking elections.
Either way,
Diplomacy, dude.
Trump. That's Jake's daddy. He loves him.
I just don't have a biased opinion. I don't hate Trump. I don't like Trump, but I don't hate him. You guys hate him and don't like him, which makes you guys have a biased opinion.
Oh no, I hate the other side as much as I hate that fat fuck.
Also agree with that.
Yeah, but you guys don't say much. I haven't heard much.
Oh no, I
You
I
should
think Joe
definitely
Biden.
go
well,
back
actually,
and listen through the podcast.
I shouldn't say I think Joe Biden is a bad person. I think Joe
I'm not talking about
Biden
Joe Biden.
doesn't know where the motherfucker that guy is.
Joe Biden's gone. I'm talking about right now, currently.
Yeah, I don't
shit
like
that-
the
there's shit that
Democrats either.
There's a shit that the Democratic Party does that
So
doesn't matter.
you're mad because I
It's a
logically
Democratic
thought
Party.
through that fucking the tax bill. That's why you're upset. We figured this out.
No.
Yeah,
No,
you're mad.
I
That's not why
definitely,
I'm
I
upset.
definitely don't
I'm just
agree
saying-
with
I'm just
the
saying-
Democrats either.
I'm just saying every single time that I would bring something that is against left-leaning stuff, you don't like it. You always have to fight me on. But if it's right leaning, if I bring something that's right leaning, it's automatically accepted.
Yeah.
That makes you biased. So
definitely
that's
not.
why I say that.
Definitely not, but it's all right.
That's why I say that.
No, it's more of
Let's have
like
a fucking
the
argument.
topic.
I'm gonna argue.
The topic of the arguments is my problem, and that's why I argue, because I believe in the Constitution. And if you're going against the
Yeah.
Constitution, that's wrong. And then I'll argue on
But
that
you
fact.
go against the American people.
And if you go against the American people, you're wrong, and that's sad and wrong.
And there's a bill that potentially could help the American people, but you don't like it.
Right, I don't like it,
well, it
and I
depends on
explained
how
why I
it's
didn't like
unfolded.
it. Devin, let me talk for a second, please. I didn't like it because they decided to put extra shit in the bill that could harm American people. So yes, I don't like it, and I don't want that bill to pass.
But how much harm though? Because you don't
It
know.
doesn't matter.
It's
It doesn't
all-
matter.
it's all
If
speculation.
it hurts one American
Any
person,
harm.
it's bad. And that's my true stance on
We
every
wouldn't be able to-
article.
If that was the case, we wouldn't be able to do anything
Well,
at all.
well, Dictate yourself. Live your own life. Live your own life.
I'm
Live
just-
your own life.
I'm just
Live your own life. Welcome to anarchy.
I'm
I
just
don't need
saying.
536 people telling me how to live. I don't need it.
Even
I don't want it.
anarchy, even anarchy though,
Nope.
even in an anarchy society, people still disagree.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
saying
fine.
if there's any
Disagree all you
disagreement, fuck
want.
it, we don't care about it. If it's disagreement, I don't care.
No,
Don't care.
disagree with it all you want, but you're living your own life, and you're not inflicting your ideology on people. You're not telling me how to live my fucking life just because you want to go fucking grow potatoes. I want to grow fucking strawberries. Fuck you, I can do that. That's the whole fucking point of anarchy, man. You live your life how you want to live your life. As long as you're not hurting somebody else or taking away someone else's rights or happiness, then that's fucking fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but what if you're?
And that's
what
why
if you're-
anarchy
what
is
if
a
you're
superior
what if
thing,
you're- what if
and
you're-
nobody will sit here and
what if
nobody
you're
will sit here and
hold
prove
on,
me
let's
wrong on that.
speculate. What if you're? Let's speculate. What if your strawberry plants decided they want to grow all the way onto my side of my land?
I'll cut them.
The shit that I say is mine.
That's
No?
if it's actually your land, I'll cut them. Oh, my bad. I'll strip them down, or I'll give you the harvest of them that on that side of the fucking product. That's fine. If my plants go on your side of the fence, you could either have said plants on that side of your fence, and then you can have some of the harvest off those plants, or I can cut them down, or you can cut them down because it's on your fence and you should do your own maintenance.
Yeah, but then who decides where your line is?
That's an agreed on term. If not, then you can try taking it from me.
Yeah, but then there's still a disagreement there.
That's fine.
There's
I'm not saying that there's not going to be disagreement or agreements. I'm not saying that there's not. I don't know where you got that, but it's fine.
Anarchy is pretty much just self-governance.
Anarchy is complete self-governance, and that's good. You should want that. I don't need somebody telling me how to live my life. I've never once needed somebody to tell me how to live my life at all. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. I can fucking live my own life and do exactly whatever the fuck I want. And guess what? Living my life.
Complete anarchy, though.
My life, my life, I won't infringe on anybody else's rights, because if so, I'd be dead. Because that's how that works.
Me neither.
That's how that works. So
I don't have the power to infringe on your rights. So how could I?
It's because you believe in Daddy Trump, and that's why you don't have the power.
I wouldn't have the power even if I believed in Daddy Trump.
Sure, we'll go with it.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, there's possibilities out there.
There's none.
That you don't like.
There is no possibilities out there.
You also have to think about, let's say, I'll go with you, Jake. I'll say, all right, let's say that something good comes out of this, right? Then 4 years down the line, they edit it, and now all of a sudden it's absolutely ass fucking us because we opened that door.
Because here's another thing, right? With the Project 2025.
Well, that would be a different administration.
Project.
No,
2025.
it'll probably be JD Vance, because stupid ass Trumpers are gonna vote for whoever Trump says to. That is if they don't somehow manage to get Trump another term.
Yeah, but they would still it would be JD Vance's political party.
You don't think Trump's going to be tugging his nutsack at that point in time?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it would be a different party. But
it wouldn't be. It'd still be the Republicans.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about his Trump's fucking administration. It'd be Vance's administration then.
And he'd keep all the same exact people.
I also want to bring up a point.
You never know. So
Project 2025, I know that Trump and Vance both said that they're not part of that and they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. But the fact that they're following along with it, so cool if they do pass the no tax thing and then I don't get taxed on my overtime anymore. But if they reinitiate how the work week goes, which they can do, and they have labeled in Project 2025, which is already, what was it, 39% complete, right, Payson?
I think it's 36.
Talking about the 160 hours. You already work over 160 hours.
A month, but what they'd do is end up just making it to where you can't. They'd give you 160 hours a week, and then you do nothing more.
Or not a week, it'd be a month, right? So 100.
Month, yeah.
That's why you don't work for that company, though.
Right, but that's not how it works.
Okay, then what if you live in an area like us, Jake, where there's only 3 factories that pay you enough to support your family?
Yeah.
I drive pretty far away for work, so
that sounds like a lot of fucking wasted time, and all that money that you're wasting on driving countless miles for a factory that just is going to pay you the actual overtime that you deserve.
if nobody works for the company that's there, they go out of business. Guess what? Then a new
They go to
business opens,
Mexico.
and then they realize that the American people aren't going to work for them unless they give those hours. So I
Or
don't
they
know what you're
start
trying to
calling
argue
us
here with me.
lazy.
Like,
They'll call us lazy and say we don't
it
want to
doesn't.
work.
You can say
Yep,
what
that's
you
exactly
want.
what'll happen.
You,
That is exactly
you're
what'll
fucking
happen,
lazy
Devin.
right now. How about that? I can say what I want right now. You're lazy
You
right
are.
now. It doesn't fucking matter. You can say what you want, but if your company
but
goes under fucking ground because you don't want to pay the American people
They wouldn't,
their
though.
overtime money or
They
their tip,
wouldn't go under. They would go to Mexico, Japan, China, wherever they could pay people shitloads cheaper than we do it.
Yep.
well, that's fine. They can go there, and then the American people can actually get a big
Hard.
fucking business that wants to actually like support the fucking American people. I don't. The argument there does that shit does not matter
How
to me
many
because
companies?
that gives
How
gives
many
American
companies,
people power.
Jake? How many companies in the United States do you think are ran by actually good people?
I know that there's a lot of companies that need a lot of work.
That's not what I asked.
Yeah, that's not the question.
Are ran by good men, women that actually care about their employees.
I don't think there's very many.
Yeah. So you think they're
But-
gonna give a shit if they gotta pay if they
You guys personally give large companies too much power. If that goes through, the American people have power. The workforce has power. If the company can't hire people because the people know that they're not going to get fucking overtime for this company, they're not going to get that increase in pay, right?
And then they
You
hire
don't work for
scabs.
them. You don't work for them. If you don't work for them,
Someone's
the
gonna
company
work for
can't
them.
stay afloat.
Yeah. Jake, what you're not
Someone
understanding
will
is,
work for them.
hold on, I got a point here. So what you're
If
not
somebody
understanding,
worked for them, they're fucking retarded. That's not. I mean,
it's not.
it is what
Listen,
it is.
Listen, it's not
Yeah.
retarded when you have to pay for your family. For example, right? I don't give a fuck if I can't physically drive fucking 50,000 miles or whatever the fuck you want to say away to work at a better fucking facility, and this is the facility that's close to me, and my kid's hungry. Guess what? I have the moral responsibility to work for that fucking piece of shit company, and that's why people will work there. Because people like me, I have to work there so my kid can eat. So just because
or you just sacrifice the drive
for what? For what?
to get better fucking wages around you.
So I go farther. I pay a different.
You have to unite. You have to unite with your fellow American.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
What do you think a fucking strike is, dude?
Today, and
what do you think a strike is?
Okay, so
PCA is a union job, right, Jake? You work there.
Right. Yeah.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed to strike. It's in our union contract that strikes are not allowed.
If you have your whole entire,
that's how Mansfield Plumbing was as well.
And also, AK
your
Steel.
whole entire workforce not go into work.
Okay, AK Steel.
You say not to have a fucking strike doesn't mean you're not going to have a fucking strike.
AK Steel. AK Steel. When I was a kid, my stepdad worked there. They went on strike. You want to know what AK Steel did?
Huh.
They hired scabs.
Okay.
And other criminals and shit that just got out of jail to do work and paid them less. Someone's always going to take that job. Someone is always going to take it. Doesn't matter.
Because
there's always someone that is going to be like, fuck, I don't care if I got to kill a dude. It's never going to happen like that.
The fact
that though.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing is the fact that we just argued the points that make the most complete sense of why your idea is fucked, and you won't even listen to it.
I'm listening to every bit.
You're
of
not
it.
though. You're not listening to it. That's what I'm
giving
saying
you
right
solution.
now. Like this is me looking at you right now. I'm not saying you're not listening in the slightest whatsoever. You're not.
I am.
You have made no valuable point. You're just saying the American people have to band together.
What do you mean? But you have to band together. If you don't want the company to have full control over you, that's fine by me. Let that fucking company fuck you hard as they can, or band together as a fucking company, as the people that work in that fucking company, and stick it out. Stick it the fuck out.
And then they hire people to replace you.
That's a revolution.
Yep.
If you guys
and then they will hire people to replace you. They will hire people to replace you because somebody will always work for less.
Are you guys afraid? Don't be afraid.
Yes, I am afraid that my children will starve.
Exactly. I am scared my son will starve.
Kids, dude.
Here you go. I'm scared.
And then I gotta drive an hour, 2 hours away from my children.
If you
2
want
hours
better
back.
wages, you do the fucking hard shit. I don't understand. The whole our older generation knows this. If an
Obviously
older generation would look at this, they would go,
Obviously
okay,
not, or
yeah.
we'd have higher wages now. So that's where your fucking point's wrong as it is. Second of all, yes.
They fucking went to war over 7 cents on tax.
Hey, guess
we have
what?
$15 in tax
You're fucking
just this
wrong.
year.
Hey, you're fucking wrong. And here's why. Right? There's countless people
I'm
out
wrong
there.
because there's pussies like you out there.
Sure,
That's why I'm wrong.
We'll fucking go with that. If that's what you want to say, if that's what you want to say.
There's some big fat fucking vaginas that don't want to drive an extra fucking 30 minutes to make
okay.
Drive 30 minutes
that I live in
Yeah,
better.
I drive 45 minutes to my work. What are you fucking
You don't
saying?
want to make the wages around me better. You don't want to make their wages
What are
around
you?
me better.
What are you fucking saying?
Because you don't want to drive 30
They
minutes.
will replace you. I drive 30 minutes.
I drive 45.
You don't
I drive
You
45
don't
for
want to
mine.
drive an extra 30 minutes
And
to keep
there
that
is-
company accountable. It's that simple.
I drive 45
for
for my job.
company accountable for their actions, and that's as simple as it is. If you don't want to band together as American people and you want to stay divided, that's your choice, obviously.
And how is it division?
In the
How is
shitty,
it
you're
divided?
gonna stay in the shitty wage job
If
that
you are a
fucking have. It's
family
that
man,
simple.
if you have children, it is your responsibility to do what you must
drive
do
an extra
to be-
30 minutes so you can have a better life for your child later. That's
and then
that's
you've
a
got
fucking
2
common sense
hours
way
a
of going
day
about
that
it.
you're away from your children more than you would have.
Yep. But yeah, but hey, Devin, here's the thing. Fuck that.
I want to make money to support my kids, but I also want to be their fucking father.
Right. Well, no, not in Jake's world. That's not allowed in Jake's world.
You're fucking guys. You guys piss me off.
Well, here's the thing.
You
Here's
guys
the
drive me
thing,
nuts.
right? Here's the thing. Since you want to call me a pussy, right? So you're telling
That's
me
pussy ass talk. What you're saying is
right,
pussy shit.
right,
That's
yeah.
pussy shit.
Let me know when you get off Trump's
Coming
dick.
from a man who doesn't have you don't have the responsibilities we have.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
You
don't have the
that.
same
That
fucking
was your
responsibilities as us.
responsibilities.
You don't. You have no kid. Your wife does. You're not. Your wife's not gonna die if you fucking don't pay for the medicine that you're required to pay for every fucking month. Your wife won't die. Mine will. So what's your fucking point there, bud?
I'm
Right.
not
Oh
saying
yeah,
you
I
don't
forgot. I
fucking say
forgot.
it.
I forgot. It doesn't affect you, so you don't fucking care. That's the point.
That
That's
I'm
the
trying
fucking
to
point.
make
We made
is
the
it
point.
does
It's all
affect
good,
me.
baby girl.
That's why
It's
I'm
all
strong,
good, baby
I'm
girl.
strong-hearted about it.
It is all good, baby girl. Point
I
has
am
been made.
strong-hearted about it because
Point
it would
has been
affect me
made.
that you guys wouldn't decide to drive an extra 30 minutes away to a company
Jake,
to make another company that's close
in
to me suffer.
Ohio, the most you're gonna get in a factory is maybe, depending on what it is. Steel mills, you can get up to like $35-40 an hour. Yeah, I make almost 30, which is barely enough to support a whole family anymore. If I were to go, okay, well, hey, I'm gonna go drive 2 hours away to go work at this steel mill that pays me $5 more than I'm making. I now have to cover gas to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I now have to be away from my family longer.
Oh, and that's not even. Hold on, we got another point here. So that also doesn't count everybody else in the area that was working at that
He left.
factory. No, he didn't. He's still there.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he just closed out the camera. Don't worry about it. You're good. So that also
camera's
doesn't.
still up.
No, not your camera. Your article page. All right. So then
Oh,
here's another point with that. Right. So that's not counting everybody else that decided to quit with you because they decided to, fuck yeah, go against the man. I get it. I understand. I want to do it. I want to do it too. But everybody else now in your area is also now looking for a job.
Everyone working at McDonald's is going to be like, hell yeah, I can go up in the world, and they're going to take your job. And then I'm going to end up working at McDonald's when I can't drive 2 hours away to work at some shithole factory.
Or just because those positions around you that are actually remotely reasonable, and I'm not even going to say 2 hours because that's fucking ridiculous. I don't know anybody that drives 2 hours for their job. That's wild.
Dude, when we worked at Mansfield, Iowa, there was a guy who drove 3 hours to get to work. He'd bring an RV, and he'd stay on his long weeks.
And that's disgusting, but whatever, we'll get to that. So then on top of that, right, so now you're fighting for all the surrounding people in your community for a job that who knows how
they're going to replace you.
Yeah, they're going to replace you in the long run.
Companies don't give a fuck about you. They're never going to give a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
But
point.
we have to.
They're not going to give a fuck unless you affect them. They're
But
not
by
going to give a
affecting
fuck
them,
at
that's
all
going to
unless you
affect
affect
me.
All I'm
them. You
saying
have
is,
to make
all
a
I'm
hard
saying
decision, dude.
Well, my kid's not worth that decision. I will
Your kid's not
hands
worth
down.
driving an extra 30 minutes away for
Oh
a
no,
better,
I'm not
for a
saying that.
job
No.
That's
I'm
going
not
to
saying.
pressure that other job that's closer to you to fucking actually do something.
Right.
because
To
they're losing money.
replace you with someone else.
Yep.
That's your fear. But
it's not a fear
if
when
you're
it's
not
reality.
afraid of
It's
it,
reality.
if you're not afraid of it,
It's-
you watch
They've
the
got
fucking
30
reality.
goddamn. They've got 30
You watch
backups
that-
waiting for you to get out the door. We bring in 10 new people every fucking week.
They're gonna run out of people, dude. Once they realize.
No, they're not.
You gotta. That's why I'm saying you gotta band together, dude. Band together. Don't fucking show
But
up.
what, you want me to burn the fucking building down, Jake?
No, I want you to stand outside of it and not fucking go into work and make them fucking suffer for it.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
gotta
want you to
feed
do.
my
You want me
family. I have more
You want
important
me
shit
to
to do than
beat the
that.
shit out of the people they replacing me with? Is that what we're going back to fucking beating the shit out of scabs?
That's that 1830 shit, man. Beating up people that are taking your job.
Hey, man. They're criminals, though, right?
Define criminal, though. That's another
Well, you said
important factor.
you literally that was your point. Is
I didn't make that point. Devin made that
No,
point.
AK Steel literally straight up went to prison and hired, not prison, but jail, and they'd have people drove in from jail and then taken back.
That company would still suffer, is all I'm saying. And if you make that company suffer, they're going to make the area better. They're going to make the work. You're going to get paid more because of that. That's why people do fucking strikes. And if you have a
Unions
strike,
are
because they're not
dying,
giving you
and no
overtime,
one strikes without unions.
Yeah,
'cause if
fucking
you
nobody in
try to
Idaho.
strike,
You bring
they'll
up
just tell you to
you
get
bring
the
up a
fuck out.
strike in Idaho. If you bring up a union and at all in Idaho, they will fucking fire you on the spot. Oh yeah.
fuck a union. I don't like a union either.
What the fuck are you talking about? You literally
Right.
just
Like,
advocating.
I mean-
You've been advertising or advocating for unions this whole time. What do you think
I've
people banded together? You ha-
advocating for united people, not fucking unions.
Which is a fucking union. Which is a union.
You don't have to have a union to fucking band together and say fuck this company.
That is literally what the union's for.
That's how.
Yeah,
that's how people do that. They
Oh
get
my
together and form a
God.
union.
Yeah, they get together, they form
You
a
don't
union.
have to have a union to go on strike. They do it all the time in fucking Amazon. Amazon's non-union. There's like two fucking there's like two buildings in the whole entire influx that's unionized. The whole entire fucking place, the whole entire over the world, there's only two places that are unionized, and they don't give a fuck about those companies. About those buildings, I should say. About those facilities.
This has been a baffling conversation. But we are
I'm
hitting
just
our
saying.
2-hour mark, and I'm going to call it there because I have other shit I got to do today. So, Jake, anything you want to add?
No.
No? Devin?
Stop being a pussy.
There you go. Stop
Federal
being a pussy.
government.
Fuck the federal government. Pharma profits are bad.
Fuck your large company that you want to work for. That's what I got to say. Fuck your large company.
Fuck feeding your kids. That's
There you
not
go.
cool.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed with Devin
Soft
there.
take, dude. Soft take. That's all I got to say.
Soft take. Pharma profits are bad for your health. We're out of here.
Later.
Episode 6.